Okay, what is going on, everyone? Phil here, and welcome to the weekend preview. Today is Sunday, May 6, 2018. This week, we got a big variety of stuff coming up. I'm actually about to, in this video, explain to you that I'm going to be taking a little bit of time off from live streaming for a few days next week, and I'll explain how that's going to affect this week's content as I attempt to get some stuff wrapped up, do a new playthrough, as well as try to keep you in a lot of variety-style gameplay before this time away, and also how it's going to affect when I come back, because when I come back, we're going to be starting up a lot of new projects, and new games are going to be releasing for the month of May, alright? So this is a very interesting, varied, and important week. This will be a very important week in preview, as I'm going to explain this impending time off so you know what to expect. But there's one thing I want to say before we even get started. Over the past couple of months, a lot of people have expressed a question to me. They said, Phil, why do you still do the weekend preview on YouTube? Because the bottom line is, Phil, number one, you don't really focus on YouTube anymore. You're more about your live streams. And when you live stream, almost every single day on your pre-stream, you give a summary of a schedule of what to expect coming up that week. And every single night, on your Twitter, right over here, you put out a nightly schedule of what people can expect the next day. Why do you do a weekend preview video still on YouTube if you do this stuff on a daily basis, okay? Valid question, and the bottom line is, guys, if you haven't noticed, the past year or so, since I did become more of a full-time live streamer, the weekend preview really doesn't get that much attention on YouTube anymore. The most I get is like 2,500 views, if that. On a really crazy busy week with a new release, maybe I'll get a little bit more if people are interested in how I'm going to be covering it. But outside of that, typically, very little interest, right? Maybe 2,000 views, you know? If that, some weeks, sometimes it's hard to even get that some weeks. The thing is, I get it. I know why. Like I said, people who are watching me only on live stream already know my schedule, because every day on live stream I give you an update. Or people who really want to be in the know about the schedule changes and everything, they watch my schedules that I post up every night on Twitter. This video, honestly, is really a holdout or even a throwback relic to the old days before I live streamed, before I had various methods to communicate with you guys on a daily basis. This was the go-to video for you to know what to expect every week, you know, when I was going to put out content for YouTube. Also, let's face it, things change all the time. A lot of the times I do the weekend preview within 2-3 days. Well, now I finished this game, something else got released, and the next thing you know, boom, my whole schedule is different anyway, okay? So I will very openly handedly admit, this video is kind of becoming outdated. Am I going to stop doing it? Not necessarily. It doesn't usually take too much time for me to do the weekend preview. And usually when I do it on Sunday night, there's other stuff I need to do anyway, which is the reason why I can't live stream usually on a Sunday night, is because I got other stuff. For example, tonight, patron stuff. I'm going to be messaging patrons from the month of April over on Patreon.com, and that takes a while. So with all that going on, typically doing the weekend preview isn't like a lot of work. So I have no problem still doing it. If ever we realize like no one's coming around to the weekend preview anymore and everyone just uses the other methods, fine. You know, then I'll use my time more effectively to do other stuff. But as for now, since it doesn't take a lot of time and since people still do seem to use it, at least to some limited extent, I think I'm going to keep doing it. All right. That being said, let's talk, because this week is going to be very interesting. First of all, today I finished God of War, finally. It took a little bit over 2 weeks, although I was, for that second week, doing a variety of stuff, balancing it with Bloodborne and the like. Finally, God of War has been completed, almost 40 hours. It was actually, I think, like 36, 37 hours of gameplay by the time I wrapped it up. Great game. Not only did I beat it, I did the vast majority of meaningful side content. It was funny because when the game ends, a screen pops up and it goes, oh, now you're free to go back and do all this side content. And it literally calls out all the side content I already did. Like, beat all the Valkyries, do all the favors for the dwarves, go to Muspelheim and Niflheim. You know, all the things I already did, it calls them out. And I'm like, well, I guess there really is nothing left for me to do in the game. So yeah, and then I reviewed it. I had time on stream to review it as well. So if you missed out on it, or maybe some people do this, they wait till I finish an entire playthrough before they'll watch it because they want to be able to binge watch it and not have any downtime. God of War is now complete. You can watch it from start to finish over on DSP Gaming, and the review is there live in playlist as well. So watch to your heart's content, and I would like to say thank you to everyone who joined me live on stream, or in particular, I would like to say thank you to the YouTube viewers, because the views on YouTube for that game were pretty much the highest I've had in quite some time for any playthrough, and I do want to say 2 thumbs up. Thank you guys for continuously watching it and giving me that kind of attention on YouTube, because it's been really slow ever since I became a full-time streamer. Real talk, okay? All right. With God of War done, that now leaves this week open to some new stuff and continuing stuff that I want to finish up So allow me to explain, all right? Monday, my first gameplay stream is going to be Bloodborne. Now you may say, but Phil, if you've been following along, you finished the Old Hunters DLC last week. On Thursday, you killed Orphan of Kos, which everyone thought was going to take me a million years to beat. It took me about an hour and a half. And then I beat him pretty convincingly with 4 fucking backstabs. It was pretty impressive, actually. And people had a lot of fun watching me fight him. And he's dead. So now all that's left to do in the game is 2 things. Either beat the final bosses, and that's it, it ends. Or the Chalice Dungeons. Now, in 2015, when I played Bloodborne the first time, I did attempt the Chalice Dungeons. I think if I remember correctly, did about 2 streams or 2 sessions of them. And by the time that the second session was over, I couldn't beat this one flaming dog boss. It was pissing me off. And people were constantly complaining that it was boring as dirt. Stream attendance dwindled down to really bad, like below 300 views. YouTube views were terrible for the Chalice Dungeons. Basically, everything people were telling me was the main game was great, but the Chalice Dungeons were repetitive and boring. We don't want to see it. So I stopped doing it around that flaming dog, whatever the fuck his name was. And I never went back because I didn't give a shit. Here we are in 2018. This is the redemption run, right, of Bloodborne. The one thing I haven't done in Bloodborne is finish the Chalice Dungeons and fight the Queen of Yharnam boss. It's the only boss in the whole game, really, that I haven't fought. Although there are Chalice Dungeon bosses that are really kind of variations of other bosses in the game. The one real boss that I've never seen, have no concept of what it is, and I've heard is incredibly difficult, is the Queen of Yharnam. I could do it. Like, I could keep playing Bloodborne and mixing it up with other games that I'm playing. Like, every other day, do Bloodborne in another game. So maybe, 2-3 sessions a week of Bloodborne to get through the Chalice Dungeons. Maybe within a week, I'll get to the end of it. I don't know. Because I don't know how long those Chalice Dungeons are. But I don't want to do it, and then people don't show up and tell me it's boring, and, no one's cheering, subbing, or tipping during streams. Everyone's tired, falling asleep, and they want me to do something else. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it one shot tomorrow. On Monday, my main stream is the Chalice Dungeons. If people show up, if people participate, if it's a good stream, and people are like, yes, please keep going, because this is the one thing you didn't do in your redemption run, I'll continue to play Bloodborne this week, alternating with other stuff for variety. If it's a dead stream and everyone hates it and everyone's like, this is boring as shit, by the end of the stream, I'm just going to fight the final boss and say, fuck it, that's the end of the redemption run. All right. I'm okay either way, but quite frankly, I think I would like to maybe try to do the Chalice Dungeons. Problem being, I can't entertain you guys if they're boring. You know what I mean? They're challenging enough that I have to constantly pay fucking attention, and I can't just dick around and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to rush through. I can't. I get it. It's time-consuming. It's challenging. I remember they're tough as hell, and they're also a pain in the ass, but they're very repetitive and boring, so you got to be willing to put up with that. So will people be able? I don't know. Will you want to put up with that, or is it going to be where people just get bored as hell and don't want to see it anymore? I don't know. We're going to find out starting tomorrow. All right? Real talk. Monday night, PUBG. Now, I know you might be saying, oh, well, Phil, you just did PUBG Friday night, and it was boring as dirt. But guess what? They're bringing back the new map. They're bringing back the new map on the test server. So just like I played a week and a half ago, I could play the new map, and that was actually fun because it was a different map. I was investigating. I didn't know anything about it. That was a fun stream, so we're going to be doing that again Monday night. It's only around for that night. It was only around for like this weekend, so it goes away Monday night, so I'll be able to play at least Monday night and try out the test server again, all right? Tuesday, I'm starting a new playthrough. It's official because I finished God of War. Tuesday will be the premiere of Dead Space 2. This is a game I only played once before in 2011. It was before I did direct capture and live streaming. I really enjoyed the game, but the visuals and audio were kind of shit during the playthrough, and I didn't get to share that as a fun live streaming experience with you guys. It's one of my favorite survival horror games I've ever played in my whole 10-year career of, doing videos for YouTube and the like, and I've always wanted to go back to it. A lot of people say it's actually the best game in the Dead Space franchise. I tend to kind of agree. I think Dead Space 1 was great, but Dead Space 2 kind of refined a lot of the things that were in Dead Space 1 and made them better. While Dead Space 3 was good, it was still a game that was more geared toward co-op, so, it was fun, but could have been better. Dead Space 2, people, think it's the best. I agree. I want to play it again, being that this is my 10th anniversary as a content creator. I'm trying to do throwback playthroughs of things that are some of the best I've ever done. For example, I've already done Bully. I already did Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, right? I did Heavy Rain. Now I'm doing Dead Space 2. You can expect more of this kind of stuff this year as we get closer and closer to my 10-year anniversary this fall. It's actually, I believe, September, where it's going to be my official 10-year anniversary. So I'm going to be doing more stuff like this over the next few months when there's downtime. So this week, the premiere of Dead Space 2 will be on Tuesday. Tuesday night, I will be continuing on with Yakuza 6. All right? So I hope you guys will join me for that weird, oddball, quirky game, but it's still fun. and it looks like I might finally be leaving after like 3-4 sessions. I might be leaving Hiroshima, going back to Kamurocho, which is the main setting of Yakuza, and we're going to see what else happens in the game. All right? Wednesday is pretty much going to be completely up to you guys. If Monday's stream went well in Bloodborne, and people are basically saying, yes, we'll keep showing up. We'll keep supporting you. We'll keep cheering, subbing, and tipping. We'll keep watching the streams when you play Bloodborne Chalice Dungeons. I will continue in the Chalice Dungeons. But if Monday was boring, then that's it. Maybe Wednesday will just be more Dead Space. Okay, guys? So it's directly dependent on how you basically accept and behave during Monday's stream, and if it's a good stream or not. All right? Wednesday night, up in the air. I'm not sure what I want to do Wednesday night. I sure as hell don't want to play any more Call of Duty because they ruined it. Last week I found that out. Call of Duty World War II has been completely and utterly ruined. They fucked the game up completely with their improvement patch, and I'm not playing it anymore. I'm not playing a game where stupid shotguns from half a fucking 20 feet away are killing you mid-range with one shot with a fucking garbage shotgun. Fuck that game. Sledgehammer didn't know what they were doing with from the get-go when the game fucking came out. They've now made it even worse. Months and months into the game. The bottom line is, in just, 4 or 5 months, the new one's coming out anyway, I'm done wasting my time with Call of Duty. I just am. It's a piece of shit, all right? Maybe Wednesday night I'll do an impromptu quick stream of Ultra Street Fighter 2 or something like that. We'll see, okay? Thursday is going to be more Dead Space 2 no matter what, I think. So Thursday will be more Dead Space 2 on the main stream, and then Thursday night will be Yakuza again. And then Friday's going to be Ultra Street Fighter 2 as my main gameplay stream, all right? And then maybe more PUBG at night. We'll see. Saturday, more than likely, will probably be Dead Space 2 and or Bloodborne. Same thing with Sunday. So this week will be a variety. Bloodborne will either continue or end. Dead Space 2 during the week. Yakuza 6. Definitely some Ultra Street Fighter 2. And maybe something else thrown in there. We'll see. All right. What I'm getting at here. You might be saying, well, Phil, you just gave us a schedule for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What the hell? Where's your day off? What's going on? Well, guess what, guys? I finally worked out the details. I'm finally getting some significant time away. Is it a ton of time? No, it's not. It's a few days, okay? It's going to be a few days in mid-May. Normally, what I would do is take one day off a week. Instead of doing that, I'm combining the 2 days off that I would normally take together, okay, and adding an extra day in there. So, in essence, I'm only really taking one extra day off, all right? But it's going to be a few days straight where I'm not live streaming, okay? So I'm streaming all this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, the 14th of May, I'm beginning my time away. What am I going to be doing during my time off? Valid questions people want to know. Well, some things that I'm certainly not going to tell you about because it's private stuff. But in general, the gist of it is, I want to spend more time with my girlfriend and do things around the house with her that we wanted to do ever since she moved in. And because I've been so busy with work and now she's so busy with her job, we haven't had time to do it. Clean up our backyard, redo it to be our own, because I've never really done that since I lived here. It kind of just was there, and I never really did anything with it because I was too busy. Cleaning the house, spring cleaning, right? Cleaning the house, maybe decorating the house a little bit, doing some things, redoing things to make it fresh, to make it feel like our own. Something I wanted to do for, a while, and definitely since she moved in early February, and again, haven't had time. I have work, right? Just spending quality time with her, which I don't get to do because all week, I'm busy as hell. Like, perfect example, today I woke up, I spent maybe 25 minutes with her before I had the live stream. I woke up, washed up, went downstairs, spent a little bit of time with her. We watched the birds in the backyard as they were eating some bird seed in our backyard. And then it was off the stream. As soon as I was done with stream, we had to get dinner going. So dinner, eating dinner, cleaning up after dinner, whatever. Had about an hour. Now look what I'm doing. Right in the office, doing the weekend preview, doing patron stuff. And then by the time it's time to spend more time with her, she's getting ready for bed. This is what a typical day is for me. I see her maybe an hour, 2 hours a day. On our day off, it's great because then we spend the entire day together. But, it stinks that we're both very busy adults. We're both very active workers. And we have, full-time jobs where we're just busy all the time. So we want to have some time, especially now. It makes sense now if I'm going to take time off to do it now. Reason being mid-May, there's absolutely nothing new going on that week. No new releases, nothing for me to cover. It's not like I'm missing out on anything interesting by taking time off when I'm going to. In addition, the weather will still be good. So if I want to do something outside with her, it's not like swelteringly hot like the middle of the fucking summer typically is. So it's the perfect opportunity for us to have some time together and do some fun stuff. So that's going to be Monday, May 14th, 15th, and 16th. Usually, I would have taken the Saturday off, and then the Saturday after, those 2 Saturdays, all I'm really doing is adding in 1 extra day, because then when I come back on the 17th, I'm going to be working constantly for the next week. 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. Like, I'm going to be going boom, 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 boom every day working. All right. So, there you go, guys. It's going to be pretty crazy, but it is what it is. I'm going to be able to take a few days off. I apologize. For 3 days, you won't see me on stream. If I get a chance, I'll, talk to you guys on social media, but for the most part, I'll be kind of, away from all this, relaxing, getting my voice, feeling better, doing fun stuff with my girl. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, when I come back, probably on the 17th, when I come back, I'll do Ultra Street Fighter 2. And then on the 18th is the release of State of Decay 2. I have decided officially I will be getting the game, paying a little bit extra money to get it early, so I can play State of Decay 2 that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll be able to play it uninterrupted for 4 straight days. That'll be a good 10 to 15 hours of gameplay. See how far I get into the game and see if it's as good as the first one was, right? And then that Tuesday, H1Z1 comes out. Okay, pretty good. So I'll be able to play H1Z1 along with that. By the way, Yakuza 6 will still be going at that time, so I'll be balancing that in there too. By the way, PUBG is supposed to officially release the new map, not as a test, but as official release sometime this month. So PUBG will be kind of mixed in there as well, among the mix of everything, once that's possible. And then later on that week, we've got Detroit Become Human. Then at the end of the month, we got the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. All right, so there's your rough schedule. This week, Bloodborne's possible conclusion, depending on how things go, a Dead Space 2 playthrough, Yakuza 6, Ultra Street Fighter 2, and PUBG all mixed together in a mishmash. It should be a pretty fun week, a variety of stuff. 7 straight days of streaming as of starting tomorrow until I take time away. Then I'm taking 3 days away from streaming, but then I'm coming back strong with Ultra Street Fighter 2, then State of Decay for many days, then H1Z1, then Detroit. So all the new stuff comes after I come back from my time away. All right. The only other thing I really want to talk about, this month, we have a new Twitch subscribers goal. So over here on my Twitch channel, if we hit 475 subs at any time during the month, I'm doing a brand new style of event. It's called the Street Fighter Anniversary Master Run. What does that mean? It means that I, being a longtime fan of Street Fighter and the old school Street Fighters in particular, that are going to be featured in this upcoming 30th Anniversary Edition collection, I am going to do a very special challenge run if we hit that sub level, where I'm going to be doing a 7 to 8 hour marathon of gaming. During that marathon, I'm going to be challenging myself to beat every single one of the competitive games in that, starting with Street Fighter 2, then Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super Turbo, then Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, 3, then Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Third Strike. So that's 11 games. I'm going to try to beat the arcade modes of those games on the hardest level of difficulty within that amount of time. That's going to be very difficult. Now, to beat just one of those takes roughly 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on which game, all right? Problem being the AI cheats on the highest level of difficulty. So if you figure, oh man, 11 games, and Phil's going to try to beat it within 7 to 8 hours, he'd have to win on the first try or only retry 1 or 2 times, right? So that's going to be really daunting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but it's the first time I've ever done a challenge run. If I'm going to do it, the way to start it would be with Street Fighter, the games that I grew up with. It could be very interesting. I hope we hit the subs level by the time that I go on my break, all right? Reason being, guys, when I go on my break, I know what's going to happen is we're going to plummet in subs. Number 1, because I'm not going to be on live stream for 3 days. Number 2, because in the middle of April, when I started my Bloodborne Redemption run, some very, very generous person came into stream chat who I'd never even known of before and gifted 20 to 30 subs to people in the channel to be nice, because they were very happy about the Bloodborne Redemption run and they wanted to see it be successful, so they wanted to basically help out. And that's really one of the major reasons why we hit our sub goal last month in April, and we're doing an upcoming Patron's Choice playthrough. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go on time off, come back, and at least 30 or more subs are going to have expired. So if we don't hit the sub goal before I go on time away, chances are we're not hitting the sub goal. Right now, we're roughly 40 subs away. We can do it if people rally, but I don't know if we can get people to rally with the fact that there's no new releases in the next week. Just real talk, okay? So let's see what happens. I'm certainly not going to be a defeatist so early. I'm hoping for a surge. I'm hoping for some interest, but please, if you can subscribe to the channel, if you never have, please do so now. It'll help out tremendously, and hopefully we can get this going, all right? So that's really it, guys. I don't have much else to talk about right now. That's the week. Next week when I do the weekend preview, I'll be explaining the time off, and hopefully, it will reinvigorate people to come back after the time off, because I know how hard it is when you're away for a few days to get people to come back. On streams, though, it's been pretty good. I'll be honest. Like, even when I take a day or two away, when I come back, people seem to be like, yes, we're excited for Phil to come back, because now we get, they're more excited to come back and see me than to say, I forgot about Phil. They're actually, like, foaming at the mouth to come back. They want to see more Phil gameplay, right? So that's a good thing. It means that people really like what I do, and they miss me a lot when I'm not there, which is a good thing. So that's really it. All I'm going to say, guys, last thing, tonight, patrons, if you pledged in April, check out patreon.com. I'm going to be sending you private messages tonight. I need your information in order to get you your perks. And for some of you, it'll be the first time ever where you can nominate games for the upcoming Patron's Choice playthrough. All right? Good way to transition, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's the end of the weekend preview. And without further ado, thank you to the following April patrons that made the upcoming Patron's Choice playthrough possible. And I will see you guys later. I'll see you for 7 straight days of gameplay streaming this week. I'm psyched for Bloodborne, whether I continue it or not. I'm psyched for the new PUBG map. I'm psyched for Dead Space 2 again. I'm actually really psyched for that, because I only played it once ever, and I want to play it again. It's going to be a great week, guys, and I hope that you will join me no matter what I'm playing. That's it. Peace out. Have a good night. I will see you guys later. Have a good one. And thanks to the patrons.